let's check in right now with Craig. A lot going on behind you there.
Yeah, a lot of thunderstorms. A lot of folks that did venture out this evening were met by very, very deep water on roads, curb-to-curb flooding in many locations. In fact, we had a flash flood warning, something that we see that's kind of unusual here in South Florida, kind of rare to have that type of warning issued, meaning if the water's coming up, it could impact buildings. That was for a part of Broward County, Davie, Cooper City, as well as Pembroke Pines and Miramar earlier. But things are quieting down now. It's still some leftover light rain, but that as well is winding down. Here's our Broward camera this evening, downtown Fort Lauderdale, looking much better. Earlier, you couldn't even see the buildings because it was raining so hard. 76 in Miami, 76 Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, 86 in Key West, 8 on the stickiness scale. Wind is calm, 2.39 inches of rain at MIA today. That's from several rounds of storms. Davie tops it out on our neighborhood network at 3 1/3 inches of rain. Plantation, as well as Lauderhill and Pembroke Pines, all picking up 2.5 inches of rain. And that's on top of what has already been a very wet summer, wet August. And look at the airport locations. The lower amounts, Fort Lauderdale picking up only 1/2 inch, but everybody else 3/4 of an inch, 2 inches. Oakland Park, Pembroke Pines, 1.5 inches. West Kendall. Just a very, very wet afternoon and evening. High temperatures made it into the 90s despite all the thunderstorms popping up. And the reason for the heavy downpours, it's this deep tropical moisture that's available in the atmosphere. So anytime storms develop, they tap into that moisture and squeeze it out. We basically have like a big sponge that's laden with moisture over us, and just a little squeeze really brings the water out. That moisture sticks around for much of the week, but then begins to decrease as we go into the weekend. The deeper moisture moves away. We'll still see a few thunderstorms around, but rain chances by late in the weekend going down. In the tropics, it's pretty quiet out there. Gulf looking good, the Caribbean very quiet, even in the Atlantic, the tropical waves, which are usually a little bit more pronounced this time of year, they are sucking on dry air out there because it is very dusty and very dry, and tropical development is not expected into the weekend. Here's our forecast for tonight. The rain's going to fade on out, quiet overnight, a low temperature near 78 degrees tomorrow for the kids heading back to school. It's looking pretty good. Plenty of sunshine, a steamy start. The afternoon release, maybe some storms around. High temperature will be near 91 degrees. For boaters, winds out of the south at 10, seas running 2 feet or less. A light chop on the bays and taking us through the rest of the week. Some more downpours tomorrow and possibly Thursday, but then things get a little bit better as we get into the weekend.